You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk more about the Bills. We got some comments from multiple Buffalo Bills players that are not happy. Honestly, I'm shocked that more Bills fans are not like, we fired the coach, but we didn't fire the GM. When I made the video earlier, I said, look, if you're going to fire one, you fire both, especially in light of how terrible that team is put together on offense. It's terrible. It's awful. There are no wide receivers there to speak of on that team. Let's be real. And I remember that I was banging the drum for the Bills to trade for Jacoby Myers prior to the deadline. And I went back, and before I hit record, I went back to my November 4th video when Jacoby Myers got traded to the Jags. By the way, Jacoby Myers balled out with the Jaguars. But the fact is, Jacoby Myers is what? A very solid number 2 wide receiver. Well, on the Bills team, he'd be your number 1. Okay? Is he gonna burn up the world? No. Is he certainly somebody that the defense has to account for? Yes. It would have been another option. I think the trade for Jacoby Myers was like a 4th and a 6th. And I called out several teams, but the Bills were one of the ones I called out for. Really, Jacoby Myers was available for nothing, and you didn't go get him. That's interesting. By the way, he had 42 receptions, 483 yards, 3 touchdowns in 7 games started for the Jags. I mean, once again, he was just a bunch of solids. 75 catches, 835 yards. A good number 2 wide receiver. Hell, the Buffalo Bills didn't even have a number 2. And they didn't. By the way, Brandon Beane, not only did they not fire him, they promoted his ass. Man, in this day and time, I've never seen more people across society fail upwards. It's amazing to me. General Manager Brandon Beane was promoted to President of Football Operations and will lead the search for a new coach. By the way, he's still General Manager. He's now got 2 titles. I mean, look. By the way, let's just take a quick look. Sean McDermott, right? 98 and 50, a 6.62 winning percentage. All right, right here. It is pretty wild, but Sean McDermott's winning percentage is higher than Mike Tomlin's and John Harbaugh. Well, we just found out John Harbaugh was the number 1 guy on the market. What I will say about McDermott from a coaching standpoint, because let's just look here. Sean McDermott plans to keep coaching. All right, there's 7 opportunities available. He told his staff after he was let go that he plans to keep coaching. So in other words, he told his guys, hang tight, we're fitting to get another job. We're fitting to get another job. Now, here's why you want him. If you're let me point this out ahead of time. If you're the Jets, I fire Aaron Glenn today and hire Sean McDermott. They wanted Mike Vrabel really badly, all right? They wanted him really badly because they thought he could come in and stabilize the culture. Well, what was the Bills for years? The Bills were a trash fire since the Marv Levy glory days. Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas, Andre Reed, Bruce Smith. I was in my 20s and the 90s. Well, late teens, 20s, throughout the 90s. People don't understand how great those teams really were. They're some of the best teams I've ever seen, even though they never won a ring. But the Bills were a respected franchise back then. Then they went on what? A 20-year hiatus, 15-year hiatus, however long it was, of dumpster fire after dumpster fire after dumpster fire. Until Sean McDermott got there and stabilized and changed the culture. So if you're the Jets, the Cardinals, the Raiders, Jesus, the Cleveland Browns, you bring this guy in because he can change the foundation and the structure and solidify your program for you. Wide receivers the Bills surrounded Josh Allen with since Stephon Diggs, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, barf. Mecole Hardman, yikes. Brandon Cooks, ooh. Keon Coleman, Amari Cooper, Curtis Samuel, Terrell Shavers, Mac Hollins, Khalil Shakir, Josh Palmer, Gabe Davis, Brandon Beane promoted, and Sean McDermott fired. I don't get it. I really don't. So guys have started speaking out. Bills Jordan Phillips firing Sean McDermott is stupid and sickening. Well, that's not where it stops. Jordan Phillips goes off. Quote, "This shit here is so stupid, honestly sickening. The best coach I've ever been around." Now, what's surprising is Bills fans are attacking Jordan Phillips. I get it. You got Josh Allen. And yeah, I kind of thought there was I was surprised but not shocked by the move after the loss. This was the path, right? No Mahomes, no Jackson. This was the year. You lost. All right? But it's kind of like Harbaugh. It's kind of like Tomlin. If they wanted to coach again, they immediately stack up as the first candidates for the next job. Don't make sense, but you got what you wanted. Sounds like Daquan Jones is probably shooting at fans right there. That's Jordan Phillips. Shaq Lawson. Damn, shit don't make sense. He changed the whole culture. That's what I'm talking about. If you're one of these teams, these perennial, I'm always looking for a new head coach teams, sitting in Loserville, this is your guy. This is your guy to rebuild your franchise. Miami Dolphins. But I'm going to tell you, after he's coached in this cold weather, if I'm the Browns, I'm going all out to get this dude. Oh, but he didn't win with Josh Allen. Well, who the fuck got Josh Allen? I mean, honestly. Shit, you better worry about making the playoffs year in and year out. That's why John Harbaugh was such a good hire for the Giants. Stabilize the franchise, get back to 10 and 7, 11 and 6. Get back to being bringing some validity to your friend. Your franchise is not. It's a dumpster fire. At least make the tournament. Shaking my head. That's Teron Johnson. Now, couple of comparisons that's been made. I understand the comparisons. The Bucs is the comparison that makes a lot of sense here. The Bucs fired Tony Dungy when he couldn't get over the hump, hired John Gruden, won the Super Bowl. Broncos fired John Fox when he couldn't get over the hump, hired Gary Kubiak, won the Super Bowl. The Bills firing of Sean McDermott is exactly like that. McDermott did so much in Buffalo. He made them a winner after decades of losing. But they need a guy who can get them over the hump. Well, interesting comment here that I'm going to throw out. Is it possible that McDermott and Tony Dungy are a lot more alike than we think? Maybe Sean McDermott takes over the next team, i.e. Dungy and the Colts, and they win a Super Bowl. Now, one could argue that maybe he underachieved with Peyton Manning, but The problem for everybody in this scenario has been the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. These guys have all run into, it's kind of like Barkley and Malone and Stockton and all those great guys in the 90s running into the Bulls and Jordan. A lot of people didn't get rings because of that. A lot of people didn't get rings because of Brady. Got some guys that slipped through there. Peyton grabbed a couple. Ben grabbed, but Phillip Rivers, no. Never got one. Before that, Dan Marino never got one. Tell me what you think. Know a lot of Bills fans, they're happy. I get it. I mean, it's probably worth getting another set of eyes, a new set of eyes. But that doesn't mean that people ain't going to be beating down the door trying to get the coach either. All right? This may work out best for everybody involved. But how in the new hell does Brandon Beane get promoted? Putting that trash-tastic cast of clowns together on offense. I mean, that's crazy to me. You think about the weapons across the league? You know? It's been, I mean, even the Niners, and we haven't been good at wide receiver, but even we have like Jawan Jennings and we had George Kittle and, I mean, people have tried to play up the Bills tight end. Stop it. No. Look at Caleb Williams and the Bears. Look at Matt Stafford in the Rams. Puka Nacua. Devontae Adams. Good God. Multiple tight ends. Bears. DJ Moore. Rome Odunze. Luther Burden. Cole Kmet. Colston Loveland. Two badass running backs. I mean, we could go on and on. Josh Allen out there MacGyvering with some baling wire and duct tape and some leftover from the couch cushions, peanut M&Ms, trying to get to the Super Bowl. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.